Hello everyone, welcome back to Pabbly, and today our topic is how to create QuickBooks Invoice on Elementor form submission. So I'm running my business, and for my business I have already created an order form by using Elementor, and I have added that form on my website for my services and products. Now what I want to do is that whenever I'm going to receive a new form submission or a new order, then automatically by using QuickBooks I want to create an invoice for that particular service or that product. So here I want to do this automatically, and for that I need to set up an automation and connection between Elementor and QuickBooks. So for building this connection, I'm going to use Pabbly Connect. So Pabbly Connect is an amazing software for automation and integration. Now with Pabbly Connect, whenever I'm going to receive a new form submission through Elementor form, then automatically by using all those details, I will create an invoice in QuickBooks. So how I'm going to build this connection? For that, let me take you to my computer screen. I hope all you can see my computer screen, and today we are going to see that how we can create QuickBooks Invoice on Elementor form submission. So as a owner of a business, I can automate my invoicing process by creating a QuickBooks Invoice directly from an Elementor form submission. So whenever a customer submits a form on my website, which is my order form, and this can be any form that I want. So it can be for booking a service or for making a purchase. So with the help of the form data such as customer details, order information, I will automatically transfer all these data to QuickBooks, and this will create an invoice in real time. So it will be reducing the need for manual data entry, and it will be minimizing the errors. So by streamlining the invoicing process, I can save time on administrative tasks and ensure accurate billing and focus on providing better service to my clients. So here by using Elementor, I have created this order form, and now I'm going to connect Elementor with QuickBooks. And whenever I'm going to receive a new form submission from Elementor, then automatically it will generate a new invoice in QuickBooks. So here for doing this automatically, I need to use Pabbly Connect, which is an amazing software for automation and integration. Now with Pabbly Connect, I'm going to build this connection without any coding and programming skills. And here for using Pabbly Connect, I just need to open a new tab, and I need to search for pabbly.com/connect in my browser. And it will take us to this landing page of Pabbly Connect. Now here in the landing page, I have these two options of sign in and sign for free. If you don't have any account with Pabbly Connect, then you can just click on this sign up for free button, and it will take only 2 minutes of your time, and you will get 100 free tasks every month. Or if you already have an account or you are an existing user, then you can just click on sign in, and you will get to see this page. So these are all the apps that Pabbly offers, and we are going to use Pabbly Connect here. For that, I just need to click on this Access Now button under Pabbly Connect. And this will direct us to the dashboard of Pabbly Connect. Now here in the dashboard, what I need to do is I need to create a new workflow, and for that I'm going to click on this Create Workflow button, and this window will pop up. Now here I need to name my workflow, so I'm going to name it as my objective, which is to create QuickBooks Invoice on Elementor form submission. Now I need to select the folder where I want to save my workflow, so I'm going to open this tab, and here in this tab I'll find all the folders that I have created in my Pabbly Connect account, and I'm going to use this particular folder of automation, so I'm going to select that, and now I need to click on Create, and this will take us to this most important window for our workflow. And here in this window, I have these two boxes of trigger and action. So trigger and action are the two main principles on which our workflow works on. And trigger says when this happens, action says do this. So trigger is going to be the first step that will get executed in our workflow, and action is just going to follow that. So here in my workflow, I can only set up single trigger step and multiple action steps. So here I need to first set up my trigger, and here for setting up my trigger, I need to search for my trigger application. So here I'm going to use Elementor as my trigger application. So I'm going to search for that, and I'm going to select Elementor here. So I'm going to select that, and now I have to give my trigger event. So I'm going to open this tab, and new form submission is going to be my trigger event. So I'm going to select that, and now I need to connect Elementor with Pabbly Connect in my workflow, and for that I'm going to use this webhook URL. So this webhook URL is going to work as a bridge between Elementor and Pabbly Connect. Now with this webhook URL, I'm going to get all the detail of my form submission that I'm going to create in my Elementor form, and with that form submission, I'm going to get all the detail of my order here in Pabbly Connect. Now for connecting these two applications, I need to follow all these instructions, And first I need to copy this webhook URL. And now I'm going to take you to my WordPress account where I have my plugin of Elementor. And now by using Elementor, I have already created my order form. So I'm going to open that form. And here this is my order form. Now here what I need to do is I need to edit this form. So first I have to click on this pencil icon button here in these text. And now in this I'm going to scroll down. Now here I have this particular option of actions after submit. So I'm going to open this tab. And here I need to add my actions tab. So I'm going to click on this plus icon button, and here I need to search for webhook as my action. And now I'm going to select webhook here. And as I have added my action as webhook, I have this new tab of webhook. So I'm going to open this tab, and here in this tab I have this option of webhook URL. So in this tab I need to add the webhook URL that I have copied from Pabbly Connect. So I'm going to paste that here, and now I have added the required details and I have added my webhook. So for saving all these data and for adding my webhook, I need to first make all these details published. So I'm going to click on this publish button. And now I have successfully added my webhook in my Elementor form. Now with the help of this webhook, I'm going to get all the responses of my form submission that I'm going to receive from this particular form in Pabbly Connect. Now I'm going to take you back to Pabbly Connect. And here in Pabbly Connect, we can see it is waiting for webhook response. Now for getting this webhook response, I need to create a new form submission by using my order form, and I need to create a new order. And as I will create a new form submission, then automatically I'm going to get that response here in Pabbly Connect. So for getting this response, let me take you back to Elementor. And now I'm going to preview my form. And here this is my order form. Now I'm going to fill all these details here. And first I have to give the first name. So here my first name is going to be John. Last name is going to be Doe. Email will be johndoe@pabblytudes.com. I'm going to give a random phone number. And now I'm going to give the street address. So my street address is going to be a random street. I have to give the city, that will be Bhopal. My state will be Madhya Pradesh. Now I have to give the country, that is going to be India. And I'm going to give a random pin code. Now I have to select my product, and here I'm only selling these two products of LED bulb or LED tube light. So I need to select any of the product that I want to purchase. So I'm going to select this LED bulb option here, and I'm going to give the quantity, that is going to be 2, and I need to give the due date. So here I can use any due date before which I want to get this product. So I'm going to type my due date here. And now I have filled all the required details. Now I'm going to click on send. And here I've created this new form submission. Now that as I've created a new form submission, I've created a new order. And as I've created this form submission, I'm going to take you back to Pabbly Connect. Now here in Pabbly Connect, we can see I have received this response. So this is the response of my new order or the new form submission that I've just created in Elementor form. And here I've received all these details of my form submission that I've created in Elementor form. So in this, I have the first name of my customer, that is John. I have the last name, that is Doe. I have the random phone number. I have the random pin code. I have my product name, that is LED bulb, and the price is 550 rupees. I have the quantity, that is 2. I have the state, that is Madhya Pradesh. I have the street address, that is 123 random street. And also I have the country and the city, that is Bhopal and India. So here we can see I have received all these details of my form submission. And now what I need to do is I need to automatically use all these details of my form submission or my order. And by using all these details, I need to create a new invoice in QuickBooks. So for automatically creating a new invoice in QuickBooks, what I need to do is I need to first create a new customer in my QuickBooks account with all these details of my customer that I have received from my form submission. So for creating a new customer, I need to set up my actions tab. So I'm going to open this tab. And here I need to search for QuickBooks as my action application. So I'm going to search for that. And now I'm going to select QuickBooks Online here. So I'm going to select that. And I need to give my action event. So I'm going to open this tab. And first I have to create a new customer. So I'm going to select this option of create a customer as my action event. So I'm going to select this. Now I need to connect QuickBooks with Pabbly Connect. So I'm going to click on connect. I will click on add new connection. And now I need to click on connect with QuickBooks Online. And here I have successfully connected QuickBooks Online with Pabbly Connect. Now that as I've already opened my QuickBooks account in my browser, so it has detected that and it has automatically connected QuickBooks Online with Pabbly Connect. Now here for creating a new customer, I need to fill all these details. And now for filling out all these details, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my responsive Elementor form. And automatically by using all the detail of my form submission that I've received from my Elementor form response in my previous tab, I'm going to map those details here in these tabs. So here for that I need to use mapping, and what mapping is a technique through which I can retrieve the data from the previous steps, and the data that is changing will get replaced with the new data in the real time. So for mapping I need to click here. I'm going to open this response of Elementor, and here I need to first give the display name of my customer. So I'm going to map the first name here. I will give a space and I'm going to map the last name. So this is going to be my display name. Similarly, I'm going to map the first name. So this is the first name, so I'm going to map this. And now I have to give the last name. So I'm going to map that too. So I need to click here. I'm going to open this response of Elementor. And here this is the last name. So I'm going to map this. Now I'm going to scroll down and I'm going to map the phone number. So I'm going to click here. Again, I'm going to open this response of Elementor. And here this is the phone number. So I'm going to map this. Now I'm going to map all these other details too. So I'm going to give the email address. And I'm going to give the billing address where I need to give the billing address street. So I'm going to map that. I'm going to give the city. Also, I have to give the country and the postal code. So I'm going to map the pin code too. And similarly, I'm going to give the same address as my shipping address. So I'm going to map that too. Now I have mapped the shipping address too. Now here I have to give the currency, which is going to be Indian rupees. So I'm going to give my currency code, that is going to be INR, which is for Indian rupees. Now I have added my currency. I'm going to scroll down and I have all these other tabs too, but I'm not going to fill these details because these are not the required details. And also I'm not receiving these details from my previous tab of Elementor. So here I have only mapped the details that I have received from my response of Elementor. And if you want to fill all these other details, you can do that too. But I'm only going to map the required details and the details that I have received from my Elementor form submission. Now that I have filled all these details, I have mapped all these details here. And as I have mapped these details, I have made all these details dynamic. Now what is going to happen is that every time I'm going to receive a new response of Elementor form submission, then automatically all these details that I have mapped here will get replaced with the new customer detail in the real time. And every time I'm going to receive a new form submission from Elementor form, then automatically I'm going to create a new customer in my QuickBooks account. Now that I have filled all the required details, I'm going to scroll down and I'm going to click on Save and Send Text to Quick button. And here we can see I have received this response. So this is a positive response, and this means that I have created a new customer in my QuickBooks account. Now to check whether I've created a new customer or not, let me take you to QuickBooks. Here I'm going to go to Customers and Leads. So I'm going to open that and I'm going to go to Customers. And here in Customers, we can see I have just created this new customer that is named as John Doe. I have the random phone number, and now I'm going to open this customer. And here we can see that I have all these details of my customer. So I have the address, I have the city, that is Bhopal, I have the random pin code, I have the country, that is India, I have the name of my customer, that is John Doe, I have the email, that is johndoe@pabblytudes.com, and I have the random phone number. Now here we can see that these were all the details of my customer that I filled in my Elementor form submission, where I have created a new order. And now by using all those details, I have automatically created a new customer in my QuickBooks account. Now that as I've created a new customer, I need to automatically create a new invoice in my QuickBooks account for the order that my customer has created by using Elementor form submission. Now for creating a new invoice, I'm going to take you back to Pabbly Connect. And here for creating a new invoice, I need to add one more Actions tab. And here in my Actions tab, I'm going to again search for QuickBooks as my action application. And I'm going to select QuickBooks here. Now I'm going to give my action event. So I'm going to open this tab. And now I have to create a new invoice. So I'm going to select create an invoice as my action event. So I'm going to select that. And I'm going to connect QuickBooks Online with Pabbly Connect in my workflow. So I'm going to again click on connect. And I have already created this connection between QuickBooks and Pabbly Connect. So I'm going to use this existing connection. Now I'm going to click on save. And now I have all these tabs to create a new invoice in my QuickBooks account. So here first I have to select my customer, and in this tab I can select the particular customer for which I want to create my invoice. But I don't want to do this because whenever I'm going to receive a new form submission, I will create a new customer, and I want that whenever I will create a new customer, then only the invoice should be created for that customer. So here in this tab of customer, I'm going to map the customer ID from my previous tab where I'm going to create a new customer, And by mapping that customer ID, I will always create new invoices for the new customers. So for mapping, I need to first toggle on this map button here, and I'm going to clear this default response from here. And now I'm going to open this response of QuickBooks. And here, this is my customer ID. So I'm going to map this. And now that I have mapped my customer ID, I need to fill all these details too. Now here, I'm going to map all the detail of my order that I've received from my response of Elementor form submission. And I'm going to map all those details to create a new invoice. So first I have to give the email. So I'm going to map that from my response of Elementor form submission. And here, this is my email. So I'm going to map this. Now I'm going to scroll down and I'm going to give the shipping address. So I'm going to map that here. I'm going to give the shipping address city. Similarly, I'm going to give the postal code and I'm going to give the country. Also with the same details, I'm going to fill all the detail of my billing address. Now I've filled all the detail of my shipping address and the billing address. Now I'm going to scroll down and I have to fill all these other details here. Now first I'm going to give my due date. So I'm going to click here. I'm going to open the response of Elementor. And here, this is my due date. So I'm going to map this. So this is going to be my due date of my invoice. Also, I'm going to scroll down and now I'm going to give my line item description. So here in this tab, I'm going to map the name of my product for which I have received my orders. So I'm going to click here. I'm going to open the response of Elementor form. And here, this is my product name. So I'm going to map this. And now I have to give the quantity. So I'm going to map that too. So this is my quantity. So I'm going to map that. And now I'm going to give my unit price. So the unit price of my product is already added in my product name. Now here what I want to do is I want to split my amount from this particular product name. And for that, I'm going to use a tool that Pabbly Connect offers. And for that, I'm going to add one more action step here. So I'm going to add one more action step between QuickBooks steps. And in this, I'm going to use text formatter by Pabbly. So I'm going to select that. And now I'm going to give my action event. So I'm going to open this tab. And split text is going to be my action event. So I'm going to select this. And now I'm going to connect text formatter by Pabbly with Pabbly Connect in my workflow. So I'm going to click on connect. And now I'm going to give my text to split. So here in my text to split, I'm going to use the name of my product. So I'm going to map that here. And now I'm going to give my separator. So here this space that I have between my product name and the amount, I'm going to use that as my separator. So here for using space, I need to use these curly brackets, and in between the curly brackets, I need to type space. So I'm going to type that here in this tab of separator. And now I'm going to give my segment index. So here in my segment index, I need to use all so that I can get the amount of my product. And now I'm going to click on save and send text request button. And here we can see I splitted all my text. And in the splitted text, I can see I have my line item amount. Now I'm going to use this line item amount and I'm going to map that in my tab of QuickBooks where I'm creating an invoice. So I'm going to open this tab and I'm going to scroll down. And here in this tab of line item unit price, I'm going to click here. I'm going to open this response of text formatter by Pabbly. And here this is my amount. So I'm going to map that. And now I have to give my line item product or service. So I'm going to open this tab and I'm going to select sales here. So this will mean that I'm creating the invoice for the product. Also, I have to scroll down and I need to give my line item text code. So I'm going to open this tab and my line item does not have any text. So I'm going to select none here. And again, I'm going to map the line item amount. Now here in the line item amount, I have to enter the amount which must be equals to the quantity multiplied by unit price. So here what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a multiplication of my unit price and the quantity, and that will give me my line item amount. So here for doing this multiplication, I'm going to again add one more action step. So I'm going to add that action step here. And here I'm going to use a tool that Pabbly Connect offers, and that will be number formatter by Pabbly. So I'm going to select number formatter here. And now I'm going to give my action event. So I'm going to open this tab. And in this, perform math operation is going to be my action event. So I'm going to select this. And now I'm going to connect number formatter by Pabbly with Pabbly Connect in my workflow. So I'm going to click on connect. And now I'm going to give my numbers. So here what I need to do is I need to do the multiplication of my unit amount and the quantity. So here I'm going to map those details. So I'm going to click here. I'm going to open this response of Elementor. And here these are my quantities. So I'm going to map that first. I will give a comma. And now I'm going to give my unit price. So for the unit price, I'm going to click here. I'm going to open this response of text formatter. And here this is that unit price. So I'm going to map that. And now here we can see I have added the numbers that I need to multiply. Now I'm going to give my operation, so I'm going to open this tab, and multiply is going to be my operation. So I'm going to select that. And now I need to click on Save and Send Test to Quiz button. And here we can see I have received this result. So this is the multiplication of my unit price and the quantity. And this result is going to be my line item amount. Now I need to again open this response of QuickBooks. And I'm going to scroll down. And in this, I'm going to map my line item amount. So I'm going to click here. I'm going to open this response of number formatter. And here this is my result. So I'm going to map this. And now this is going to be my line item amount. Now I'm going to scroll down and I have all these other tabs. But I'm not going to fill these details because these are not the required details. And I am not receiving these details from my previous tab. So I'm going to scroll down. And I'm going to give the currency, which is going to be INR, which is for Indian rupees. Now that I have added my currency code, I have filled all the required details, and now I have mapped all the required details. So every time I'm going to receive a new form submission from Elementor form, then first it will create a new customer in my QuickBooks account, and after creating that customer, it will automatically create the invoice for the order that I've received through Elementor form submission for that particular customer. Now that I have filled all the required details, I'm going to click on Save and Send Test to Quiz button. And here we can see I have received this response. So this is a positive response, and this means that I have automatically created a new invoice in my QuickBooks account for the order that I have received through my form submission through Elementor form. So here to check whether I've created a new invoice or not, let me take you to QuickBooks. And in QuickBooks, I'm going to go to invoices. So for that, I need to go to sales and I need to open invoices. And here in invoices, we can see I have created this new invoice for John Doe, which is the name of my customer. And I have the amount of my invoice, that is 1100 rupees. And now to check whether I've created this invoice or not, I'm going to click on this drop down button. And in this, I have this share invoice link. So I'm going to open this link. And I'm going to copy this link and I'm going to open this link in a new tab. And here this is my invoice link, which is for 1100 rupees. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to view this invoice. And here this is my invoice which I have created for John Doe, which is the name of my customer. I have the address, so this is the billing address of my customer. I have the service which is of sales, and I have the description or my product name, that is LED bulb 550 rupees. In this I have the quantity which is 2, I have the rate, that is 550 rupees, which is my unit price, and I have the amount, that is 1100 rupees. So here we can see that I have automatically created this new invoice in QuickBooks by using my Elementor form submission. Now whenever I'm going to receive a new order or a new form submission through Elementor form, then automatically by using all the detail of that form submission, I will first create a new customer in QuickBooks, and automatically by using my customer detail, I will create a new invoice for that particular customer. So here I've successfully created this invoice in QuickBooks by setting up this automation between Elementor and QuickBooks, and I have done this with the help of Pabbly Connect. Now with Pabbly Connect, for every new form submission that I'm going to receive through Elementor, it will create a new invoice in QuickBooks. So here I have automated the process of creating my invoices, and I have done this with the help of Pabbly Connect. So let me take you to Pabbly Connect. And here with Pabbly Connect, I have connected Elementor form with QuickBooks to automatically create QuickBooks invoice on Elementor form submission. So let's summarize what we did here. So first I have set up my trigger, and my trigger application was Elementor, and my trigger event was new form submission. Then I have set up my actions tab, and first I have used QuickBooks Online to create a new customer as my action application. After this I have used text formatter by Pabbly and number formatter by Pabbly to get the unit amount and the line item amount. After this I have again used QuickBooks Online to create an invoice. So this is how I have successfully created this workflow, and you can also create this workflow by following all the steps that I did in my workflow. And I am also going to put the link of my workflow in the description so you can check it out from there. And thank you for watching this video. Not just these applications, you can automate and integrate a lot more applications like this with Pabbly Connect. If you want to reach out to us, then you can email us at support@pabbly.com. If you have any issues or queries related to our workflow, then you can check the forum link. And if you have any issues related to the pricing of Pabbly Connect or Pabbly, then you can check out this link. If you like this video, please like, share and subscribe to our channel.